Hey, we're going to take a look at the Hoka Mafate 5, $185 and out now. It is a max cushion trail runner, and in fact, the original Mafate was the original max cushion shoe. It sits on a notably broad, soft platform with 5mm lugs of mega grip traction lug. You can see just how broad the heel is. It has a warp knit upper that is very comfortable with a generous fit. Let's get into it. Today, after all kinds of runs and even some trekking, I took them high above the Maricotte, and I had spectacular views of the Mont Blanc, which I'll show you as I do my commentary. Hi everybody, Sam from Road Trail Run coming to you from the Valais region of Switzerland, and just over the mountains there is Chamonix, where there were plenty of our Hoka Mafate 5 on the streets and on the trails, as Katrina Hardmuth of Germany finished third in the big race UTMB in a pair. So while this giant isn't a carbon-plated kind of trail runner, it sure can perform. So let me get a sip of local beer here, Valaisanne, and let's get into it. What I'm also going to show you is some beautiful scenery and views of the Mont Blanc as I took them up for a hike right above us here, and I'll describe the ride and the fit in a bit more detail on foot up there, so please stay tuned. So our Hoka Mafate 5 is a giant of a shoe with a 45mm heel, 37mm forefoot. That's 5 millimeters more at the heel than the Mafate Speed 4, and 2mm more at the forefoot. And what Hoka set out to do, at least what I think, is create a soft and very leg-friendly shoe that could handle just about any trail. We'll get into the midsole, but let's take a look at the 5mm Vibram Mega Grip with traction lug. So I've not only run them in New Hampshire on moderate trails, rail trails, and so on, but I also took them trekking here just over the mountain, and here's what that kind of looked like. And I've taken them today. I also took on a pretty rugged hike up above here, about 3,000 vertical feet of climbing. So let's talk about the midsole a little bit. So what Hoka has done here with the midsole is they have gone with a supercritical EVA, the black here. You can see it's quite soft. The teal colored material is a compressed EVA. It's a bit denser in feel, not super firm as well. You can see those flexing grooves. Well, this is a relatively flexible shoe, and to keep it stable, and you can see the shiny there, Hoka incorporated a plastic plate system, and that's kind of essential given the softness of this shoe. You can even see here, you can see I'm pressing in. This is one soft trail runner. That has its advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is you've got a lot of comfort for long miles. The disadvantage might be that instead of kind of a platform you land on, you've got kind of a feel that adapts to the terrain. Let's talk about the warp knit upper with a dynamic vamp up front. It fits me true to size, but with my narrow to medium feet, but this is definitely a roomy upper. There'll be a wide, but I think a lot of folks who typically might go wide in a trail running shoe will end up going regular here. So it's probably a good idea to try them on. You'll see in this picture how tightly I have them laced up. There's a moderate toe bumper. The fit is really comfortable and really plays well with the overall comfort of the shoe. Heel hold is excellent. We have a real semi kind of pliable heel counter with lots of padding. The tongue is unpadded, very comfortable. Lace ups nice and easy. Real good quality laces in this $185 shoe. So now let me show it. Let's take them up on the mountain and give you some scenery and further comments. But to kind of briefly summarize, this is a shoe focused on overall kind of mile or kilometer after kilometer comfort. Not only is it a fine trail runner, but for those who want to use it as a hiking or walking shoe, you probably won't find anything quite as capable as this giant of a shoe. Yet its softness is not so soft that they're unstable or kind of out of control. So let's get up on the mountain. Okay, we're at about 2,000 meters above the Mafate in our Mafate 5. They bounce you right along. The 5mm Mega Grip is super grippy. This is a soft shoe, kind of conforms to the ground even with its plate. The upper is very roomy, I think. I'm quite well held for my narrow medium kind of feet. If you have really narrow feet, I think you might struggle a bit here. You can see I have the X-Bionic anatomic sock. Fairly heavy, not a thin sock, but not a thick one. But lace up is really good. You can see I got them pretty tight. Got a great toe bumper, lots of toe box room here. There's just no issues really, I think, for just about anybody. I think they're even available in a wide, but I don't think very many really will need it. So there's no question it's a really fine hiking and trekking shoe, and also, of course, a really good trail runner. For the speedier runner, I think it's more the long distance shoe. Can be a great everyday trainer because it has all the cushion you could want. It has lots and lots of traction, and it's smooth running despite that big stack height. So here I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do. Not sure I'm headed into the cliffs though. Woo! Beautiful. That's the Rhone Valley down below. La Cruzas is where the lift was. And one more shot of the Mont Blanc. For the walker, the person who just wants a comfortable shoe for walking, standing around, working, excellent choice here for that. I'm sure there'll be a Gore-Tex version soon. So for your winter walks, walk the dog, you really won't find anything quite as kind of plush and versatile as this shoe. One thing you really notice here is how it conforms to terrain really well without getting overly unstable despite the softness. It's just a really pleasant feeling as you head downhill or uphill for that matter, with a little bit of bounce, or quite a bit of bounce, but not out of control bounce. And our plate plays a really good role. So probably a little bit of rock protection, but there's so much foam and rubber, but more kind of to stabilize and provide a touch of propulsion. But all in all, this big update to the Mafate with more stack height, the nylon plate to stabilize things and give a little propulsion, and this really fine upper is, I would say, a big success. The Hoka Mafate 5 is available now, $185. And I hope you have a great run or a hike wherever your trails take you. Thank you very much for watching.